Hi everyone, I'm just testing here. Hello? Okay, I can't tell, I'm just playing here. Where do I get the link? Where do I get the link to post?
I can't tell, I'm just playing here. Where do I get the link? Where do I get the link to post?
I can't tell, I'm just playing here.
Where do I get the link?
I'm not sure what's going on yet. Okay, YouTube is muted now. StreamYard should be good. Where do I get the StreamYard link to post to you guys? I don't know. Testing on YouTube. I don't know. AR Guns.
Testing on YouTube, I don't know.
AR Guns. Where do I get the link on StreamYard?
AR Guns on YouTube, I don't know.
AR Guns. Where do I get the link on StreamYard?
AR Guns on YouTube, I don't know.
AR Guns. Where do I get the link on StreamYard? AR Guns. Where do I get the link on StreamYard? Okay. Now I'm on StreamYard, but why don't I hear myself on StreamYard? Okay, I'm a little lost here, guys. Stop cam settings. Audio. Default speakers, default mic, that's all set. Okay. YouTube has already and a resulting echo. Gotta turn off YouTube sound. I think I did, but I can't hear I don't hear anything now. Okay. Somebody, you want to click that link? I've got YouTube turned off, but I can't hear anything. This is. Okay, that's YouTube side. Let me shrink this a little bit. Okay, I know what I did wrong. Okay, I got to open two separate windows, otherwise this doesn't work right for me. You don't need to hear yourself on the computer. Your ears do that. Lots of luck. I just want someone to come on and maybe give me a couple of pointers here so I can do this right. I'm just somebody else, I got the link posted. Let's see if I can post it again. Yeah, I just wanted to get somebody to come on so I can get a little help on this. Okay. Posted the link again. Okay, let's do this here. What do I got to add a new tab to the right? Add tab, move tab to a new window. That's what I wanted to do. Okay, so now I got my YouTube set up. Okay, and I want to go to StreamYard now and shrink this screen so I see both screens on here. Let's close this. I got too much going on here, so 1 second, guys. Bear with me. Doing the worst I can with what I got. Okay, let's shrink this over this way. And let's shrink this over this way. That's YouTube's got to be bigger. So I'm not getting the messages yet. Okay. Hang on, Annie. Let me get my PC. Hey, guys, let me get on the PC. I'll guide you step by step. I keep hearing your system repeat. Okay, let's see. Good. Okay, let's see. I'm in studio. I've got my audio muted on YouTube, and I'm in studio. I'm in StreamYard, and that's on. Okay. Good morning there, Barnaby. I don't know if anyone hears me. You have to have direct monitoring with your headphone or earplugs is better than having your speakers on. I won't have a problem with that once I get, I don't hear myself. So you have YouTube audio is off, but StreamYard audio is on, but I don't hear myself. So I don't understand. Okay, well, you say good audio. So I'm just trying to get StreamYard set up here. Took me a little while to get it to connect. And I don't see anybody yet in the lower boxes to add. You don't need it to hear yourself. Yeah, okay. Hang on, Andy. Let me get on the PC and I'll guide you through step by step. I keep hearing your system repeat. Good morning. You have to have direct monitoring with your headphones or earphones better than having your speakers on. It sounds like a audio setting on your PC is not right. I don't know what to turn on here. I mean, you got to understand. I don't know why I'm not hearing myself. Let's see what this does here. What do I got here? Again, if I turn on YouTube audio, I hear it, but it's a delay, and you get an echo. So I'm not sure yet. Just waiting someone to come on and walk me through this part of it. Because when I use StreamYard on someone else's channel, I hear myself no problem. Okay, but now I'm running StreamYard myself, and now I don't hear anybody. I don't hear myself. So I do direct monitoring. I don't use a second browser. Most of the time, StreamYard, I have audio when I'm using StreamYard. Except if I turn on YouTube, I hear the audio. So if I turn on YouTube, I hear the audio. So if I turn on YouTube, and then it echoes. So that's I hear the audio. So that doesn't work. So something is not set right. Stop cam settings, share at least. Hi, Tactical Flood. How you doing? I'm just playing here. Okay. Shift. Just layouts. Picture on a picture. Okay, I don't know. 10 watching. Look at that. 3 likes. I haven't done anything. Yeah, well, I do have YouTube audio muted, but, well, I guess there's no one else talking but me, so maybe I don't hear myself. So when someone else gets on, here's AR Guns. Hold on.
Stage.
There you go. AR?
Hey,
Okay, now how do I add your picture?
I'm hearing echo.
Okay, hold on.
Let's see. Hang on a minute. My cam's not. Can you hear me, Andy?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, hang on. My audio video's not working. I don't know why.
Hey, Hobbies.
Good morning.
Okay, so actually, I don't actually hear my own voice when I'm on StreamYard. I hear everybody else's. Okay, so
You won't hear your own voice, Andy.
yeah, I didn't know that. That's what I was trying to find out. Okay, this is the first time I'm doing this, so I mean, just trying to figure it out here a little bit.
Let me reboot, Andy. I'm having a cam problem. I'll be right back.
We're on though. Okay, I see what you're doing. So I don't hear my own audio. Okay, but I can hear everyone else that's talking on StreamYard, and then I'm on. I've got YouTube open, muted, but so I can read all the side chats. Interesting. Okay.
Is there any echo when I'm talking?
I'm hearing an echo from something in your background.
I'm pretty new to this as well. I'm not really sure how to turn the volume down on StreamYard.
It's not StreamYard. You got to go, if you have your YouTube open as well, you have to go to YouTube and mute the audio there.
Yeah, I've done that actually. It's already muted.
You have a TV on in the background?
Nope, just me and muted YouTube and StreamYard.
It's something back in the background that I'm hearing from maybe another room.
Oh. Hang on, how's that sound?
Yeah, there you go.
Okay, I can hear you on StreamYard, and I've got you muted on actually on 2 different YouTube channels.
Right. You have YouTube channel opened up and the audio, the sound muted, and live stream is you hear whoever's on StreamYard talking, you hear. So whoever's actually on StreamYard, all right? And on the YouTube side, I have it shrunk down enough so I can whatchamacallit, I can see the chat.
Yeah, same here. I can read the side chat on the muted YouTube channel, and I can hear you perfectly. You got a nice picture and really good lighting too, Andy.
Yeah, it's just the sun's coming in. I don't have any lights on. The sun just lights up the room like that. But again, I'm just testing here, and the biggest trick is from my few times that I've actually been on other people's live streams. You really can't even look at the YouTube videos, because the YouTube side of it, as far as the video goes, because it's delayed.
Yeah, there's some kind of a delay built in.
Yeah. Good morning, Mark Thomas. And everyone else that's out there. I'm sorry, I haven't had some issues trying to get on here, just playing around. And I'm surprised that, I got people on here. This is, just playing here with a test. So my cleaning lady's downstairs. I got all my morning stuff done. So I'm just trying to figure, let me play with StreamYard. Oh, I see you, AR, coming. There you go.
Hey,
now
Andy.
I've got the chat showing up on the StreamYard page. If you go to the right-hand side where it says comments, there's private chat and comments. I clicked on comments, so I can read the comments on the StreamYard page as well.
But if you post, will the people see that? I thought that was only for.
Hey, I'm getting a lot of repeat echo over and over and over, Andy.
I don't know. Hobbies, you getting that problem?
No, I'm getting you guys perfectly clear now.
Yeah.
Something on your end now, AR.
Uh,
Turn YouTube off.
now, there we go.
Okay.
Sorry, man. I forgot I had the browser open to get to your channel.
Yeah, I know.
Sorry.
Yeah, you got to remember that audio. That's what everybody forgets to turn off on YouTube.
Yeah. Yeah,
Now-
I didn't forget, but I didn't realize I had the browser open. And I looked
Okay.
up and I seen it. So you occasionally kind of do that if you ain't careful. So
Okay. Oh, okay. So it actually does show up. Okay. I wasn't, so I thought you couldn't see the live comments, but you can.
yes, you can.
So on YouTube, I don't even have to look at there. I can.
No.
Okay. Okay. Got it. I see that.
Looks like you can see both. You can have a private chat among the StreamYard
Right.
users, and then you also have comments.
Yep.
Yep.
Hey, good to see you, Hobo. Morning, man.
Good morning, AR.
All right. This is cool. I just wanted to play around because I'm wanting to do, there's nights where there's no live stream, or the nights where the live stream starts at 9:00. And for me, that's too late, unfortunately. I mean, I live in Long Island. I get up at 5 a.m. and, I'm in bed, go to bed at 9:30, the latest. And because my days are, I mean, everybody has their jobs. I can't say mine's any harder or not as hard as anyone else's, but my days are highly stressful. It's so hard to explain what I do. I'm an engineer by trade in electronics, okay. And I work with robotics and a bunch of other stuff that I do there. I mean, we had a company, LED Lighting, one of the first companies in the United States to sell LED lighting like 18 years ago. I designed lights. I mean, I did a lot of different things.
I used to work with robotics, Andy.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Robotics are totally different than they were years ago. Today. I mean, this is all.
Yeah, mine was in the 90s. It was in the early stages.
Yeah. But I mean, that's not my main job. That's like what I help everybody do all day long when they can't figure things out. I work for a company that works with, we're going to call it military electronics, but what we actually do is when these companies are producing products for the military, when they buy the parts from the manufacturer, these parts come in what's called lead free, and they cannot use them in most applications. This is all that, let's get rid of the lead stuff. So, okay, so these companies buy the parts and they send them to us. There's only 4 companies in the United States that do this. And we take the brand new parts and we actually put lead on them. That's the best way to put it. So that's, I have a source of unimaginable amount of lead that I can get from work.
Wow.
Okay, but the lead is not your typical wheel weight lead. Okay, it is specific types of solder. Mostly, I can get what's called 6337, which is 63% tin and 37% lead. I can get what's called 95.5, which is 95% tin, and it's not lead. 5 is not lead. It's other materials. Then I can also go the other way and get high lead, which is just the opposite. So we don't do much of the high lead stuff, but we have a tremendous amount of waste. When you're dipping these parts, like we do, when you dip a regular IC chip, it's just per se a tin lead. So nothing comes off it. So you don't contaminate. You're not really contaminating your lead. And by contamination, I mean the ratio of lead to tin. Nothing comes off it. So you But if you have uh, what's called a BGA chip, which is called a ball grid array, which is a flat IC chip with balls on the bottom instead of leads. The balls are the leads. Now, we actually remove those balls and put on new balls. That was a process I developed myself and someone else with this company. And when you do that, you contaminate the lead because you have lead-free balls and you're now going to turn it to lead. So you have to process the chip through a lead pot, which removes the lead-free solder and now contaminates the leaded pot. So when that ratio reaches a certain level, we have to dump that pot. Now, these pots hold 300 pounds of lead. And we do about 2 tons of lead a month. So it gives you an idea of the lead I have access to. But it's the really wrong lead for casting. It's 6337. So when you weigh that, I haven't tried to figure out a formula, but it's lighter than a standard, if you made from wheel weights, which is really not a problem. It's not like a 150 grain bullet will become 130 grains. It'll become like 139, 140, depending on the exact, mixture. So it's still a very shootable product. Okay, you just have to compensate when you load with your powder charges. So I have access to this stuff now. I don't have access to tons of it, but I have access to pretty much. I would never have to go out and find lead again to take care of myself. So, but the thing is, we sell that lead back to the lead manufacturers, and they reprocess the lead and remove some of the contaminants, and they add in whatever they need to bring it back to 6337, and then they resell it. And just so you have an idea, we get the company that sells us the lead, that when they buy it back, they paying us right now $11 a pound. Okay, for that used 6337 solder. Gives you an idea how expensive the lead really is.
Mm-hmm. Amazing.
So that's what I was mentioning to people in some other broadcasts. We have machines that test the lead to tell you what's in it. So that's why I was saying, if anybody's getting lead from somewhere and they really wanted to know, I can't give you a hardness factor off this machine, but I can tell you what's in it. I can tell you what percentage is in it: lead, zinc, tin, antimony. I can give you all that information on your lead with this machine. And it only takes 1 minute to run on the machine to give me that answer, and so that's what I'm doing, what I do. Part of the jobs I do at work. Then I do people, it's hard to explain. When we ship the parts, they have to be tested and stuff like that as well. I run x-ray machines to check the internals of the parts. I run that same machine that tells you what's in the lead. They call it an XRF. This is made by Fisher Technologies. This is like a $70,000 machine, and it's a desktop model. And that gives me what's in the lead. I have no way of knowing the hardness that way. I'm trying to figure out if you knew the percentage of like things that are in it, if there was a way to figure out hardness from what's in the lead without using a hardness tester. So, cool. We'll see. So I'm trying to play with that. Meanwhile, I recently put out a video on testing lead hardness with the carbine or cabin tree lead tester. And, same thing. If you guys really wanted to test your lead and you don't have a lead tester that way, if you send me a couple of bullets that you cast, I will be more than glad to put them on, to tell you what hardness I'm getting. And I'd run that thing for you that I have at work. So, if anyone was interested in it, that's something I can help you guys with. And yeah, Mark, Mark Thomas, I saw you post that yesterday, full of zinc cannonballs, the size larger. I don't have a mold to cast something like that, so no, I did not make them.
A lot of the local people out here are making cannonballs for fishing out of zinc, but most of the fishermen have clued into the fact that they don't actually work as well as the lead because of some kind of the electrical potential difference in the water seems to affect the fishing.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
I never, I never looked into that side of it because even now lead is, it's hard to even buy lead sinkers.
Yeah, well, out here they're pretty common still. I mean, we haven't been banned from using any lead, but there are guys making them out of zinc, and trying to get the same price for them because as far as sinkers go, they work, but for some reason the fishermen have noticed that they're just not having the same success.
That's strange if that's the case. Now, here's something that you're into that and you know about that. I'm not into fishing. Here's an idea. You can powder coat the zinc. So I wonder if you did like 2 coats or 3 coats of powder coat over a zinc fishing weight, if that would stop that.
I'm not sure, actually.
It's just an interesting thought. If you talk to any of the guys or any forums that you might be on, and they bring that up, you may want to bring up the idea, guys. What's in the zinc that keep the fish away? I mean, normally that would be buried in the sand, in the ocean floor. The sinker would be that way. And like McMark times, or that rubberized coating like you put on tool handles. There's another one. If they put some type of coating on it, may stop whatever they think is causing it. May stop it.
Mm-hmm.
It might, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Just an interesting thought.
Yeah, very interesting.
But yeah, I mean, I went to my zinc bullets. I don't know. I'm very happy with the way they shoot. I have no issues with them. I'm experimenting. I'm the next batch. Well, I haven't shot the first batch yet. I'm still got to work on something. I got to bring my gun, my 357, to the machine shop and use the gauges to see what size the forcing cone is and what the chambers are, so I can see what sizing I should do, because zinc is much harder. You should be you may have to size it smaller. Like for a 357, I size lead at 358, and I have no problem with that. And I'm sizing zinc at 358. It might have to go down to 357. Like you buy your you buy your jacketed ammo is 357.
Yeah, that's true.
So, I don't want to do excessive wear because I'm making the bullet too big. But in my 223, I'm sizing them at 225, and I'm shooting lights out. So,
Yeah, I remember you mentioning that, Andy. You're
Well,
one of the few people to be able to get 223 to shoot.
Well,
Cast.
There's a lot of tricks to it, and you really got to pay attention. The biggest 2 issues with 223 and using lead, you have to have at least 20 BHN. Okay, so you want linotype isn't even, you need monotype. Okay, but you can get in there, linotype, and the other side is you can't size it to 224. It's too small. You got to go up to 225. Okay. I already proved that factor to myself with the Lee bullets, the Lee 55 grain. I couldn't get them to shoot for the life of me, and I bought a sizer for 225, and they shot much better. Okay, then I brought the lead hardness up. 24 BHN is what I wound up with, and they shot even better. But my zinc bullets are shooting lights out.
Cool.
And it's the same molds. So, well, I'm not using the Lee mold. I'm using, because the bullet would be too light. I'm using an NOE mold at 62 grains, and it comes out to 33 grains on the zinc. And I'm shooting out of a 1-9 barrel, and they shoot. I have two ARs. One is a 16-inch, and one is a 20-inch. I have what's called a Cali key bolt. It's a bolt that makes the rifle a single shot. It doesn't, no longer semi-automatic. So you just have to, pull it back every time and load the next round, like it was a bolt action. And in all three of my rifles, which one is a bolt action, my Mossberg, all three of them shoot lights out with my zinc.
Wow.
But I'm not shooting, I'm not putting 20 grains of powder in. Okay. I worked up a load for 223 with that oddball powder that I have, Winchester WSH, which is Winchester Super Handicap. There is totally no load data out there, so you're not going to find anything. So I started playing around with that, and my load at low end is 4.8 grains of this powder in a 223 case. No filler whatsoever. And
Okay, I got a question for you there, Andy, about the zinc, though. I seem to recall you mentioning a while back that if you want to size your zinc bullets, you have to water drop them.
Yes.
Is that correct?
Yes. What happens is what I have found out, if I don't water quench them out of the mold, when the zinc dries, it seems to like expand a little bit. And if you look at some of my first early sizings of zinc, you'll see it was almost impossible. And that's because the first time I did zinc, I water quenched and I forgot that I did that. So the second time I didn't water quench, and I couldn't resize the bullets. I was pulling my hair out. So I went back and water quenched, and that problem went away. They pretty much sized as easy as lead.
Okay, that's a good point to remember for sure.
Now you also got to remember zinc. Fran, can you go down and see what you want?
Oh, I'm coming. Yeah, I know what you want.
Sorry, guys. My maid's here, and we have to tilt the couch back. Basically, hi, Reb, Tyree, how you doing? I'm not paying attention to everybody that's out there. Echo. Let's see. If somebody else wants to come on, we're just playing. There's the link again.
Morning, guys.
Basically, the zinc, you're water quenching them out of the mold. That's the best thing. Now the other part is you got to get your temperatures up when you're casting. And basically, when I first was doing zinc, I was doing like 820 degrees, and I was casting and stuff, and it was fine. But I intentionally used an old aluminum mold that I didn't do much with, that Lee 230 grain missile 309, and I probably only casted about 300 of them, and the mold was dead. Yes, reloaded 762, correct. So I'm at that point. The trick was like everyone else. We went to steel molds only. Okay, and I had an old mold that was already giving me troubles before I started using it with zinc. But the zinc kind of finished off the one cavity that I was having trouble with. So I said, okay, what do we do now? This is crazy. So I did some reading and research and whatnot. And, and what I found was when you're casting at, let's say 830 degrees, 820 degrees, the zinc solidifies much faster. So by the time you go to cut the mold, the zinc is already very hard. Okay, so that was the problem, and why you will ruin an aluminum mold. It's not the heat that's ruining the mold; it's trying to open a cavity because you're whacking that sprue plate very hard, and with the excessive heat in the mold, the aluminum becomes more malleable, and so you start oblonging the base to the bullet. That's what the problem is with aluminum molds. It's not that okay. So I went out and bought a brand new mold, an NOE mold, which I waited a long time for my 223. It's a 3-cavity mold in aluminum. And I brought the temperatures up to about 860, 870 degrees on my pot for casting the zinc. And I used that NOE mold, and I casted definitely over 10,000 bullets before I had an issue with the aluminum mold. And it was only the first cavity, the one furthest away from the handles. And that would make a lot of sense because you have to hit the first cavity, takes more to break, to cut the sprue off than the second cavity versus the third cavity, because the leverage of the sprue plate changes. So I got to playing around with that idea. All right. So now I only have 2 cavities left that are good on that mold. And I probably casted another 10,000 of those bullets with no wear on the mold. So basically saying, if you have a 4-cavity mold, don't use the outside 2, use only the inside 2, and that'll even prolong the life. Because if you spend $100 for a mold, just throwing a number, and you can cast 10,000 bullets out of it, and now you have to buy a new mold, it's still cheaper than buying bullets, because the mold's $100. So I made 10,000 plus bullets for $100. So,
that only adds 1 cent to the cost of a bullet, so that's still worth it.
So again, but the biggest thing, like if you have a Lee 2-cavity mold, you don't want to pour both cavities. You want to pour the one closest to your handle because you have more leverage. It cuts easier. You're not hitting it as hard to cut the sprue off. And also the temperature of the zinc, bringing it up past 850. I mean, I'm really more at 880, I'll be honest with you, to cast doing my zinc. But you guys got to remember, you cannot use a regular pot for this, okay? You got to find one of those old Seiko or Lyman pots, because the zinc will kill anything else. Those 2 old pots have cast iron crucibles in them, so it's
So what kind of setting on the Seiko pot would be giving me 880?
Well, I don't use the setting because I have a PID controller on it. So basically, I have the thermostat turned all the way up. Now measuring, if I put the PID controller at 1,000 degrees, I'm just going to give you an idea. My pot will only get up to about 930. Okay. So you don't want it on full. Crack it down a quarter. If you have a way to measure the temperature, with a thermometer that goes that high, if you have a digital thermometer, it'll work. You just plug in the probe and you'll get the reading. Okay, they're 20. You can buy them for $20 on Amazon, $20 to $25, and you could just stick the probe in there and see where it's at. So, it becomes an art for doing the zinc, and by having the zinc at a hotter temperature, what's actually happening, it becomes more liquidous. So it takes longer for it to solidify again, which means when you see the frost over on the top of your mold, the bullet is still soft enough to, when you cut the sprue plate, it doesn't damage the mold. That's the best way to put it, having the higher temperature. And that worked. And unfortunately, Willie, Willie Bulletman, God rest his soul. He was just getting to play with the zinc, and he was telling me that it was like, what a difference. So, the bullets look better. Like you said, when you open the screw plate easier, et cetera, et cetera. But he never really got to, test it far enough to see. But I don't know what Kenny is doing with zinc anymore. But I know Mike Taco, he's playing with zinc now, and he's in touch with me quite a bit through email. And I'm NOE is going to be making steel molds, all right, based on the popular bullets that he has, and I'm waiting for him to make my 223 mold in steel, which he's going to make. So we'll get further testing from him, because I know Taco did, and he's done a bunch of zinc already, but he hasn't put the videos out on it. He only talked about it on his Taco, whatever the voice stream that he does, and so I'm waiting patiently for videos, but he is so busy, it's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it sounds interesting. There's no doubt about it. I only have probably less than 5 pounds of zinc collected out of all the lead I've been collecting, the wheel weights and that this winter. But I do have the Seiko pot, so I am looking forward to trying it.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Cool.
The Seiko pot works great. I mean, you have to, 5 pounds. The pot is only an 8-pound pot, but you can't go. 5 pounds of zinc is weight wise, it's the same, but it's a lot more zinc than lead, as far as, how much you have.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
You got, the biggest thing to me, everybody has their own way of reloading. Okay. I mean, a casting. I have the Lee 420 pot. I don't see any reason to have anything more than that. Okay. I have that, and $135 for a PID controller, which you can get from Thermomart they're up in Canada. It's $135, and I put a PID on it, and and just leave the thermostat on full, and the PID controls it. And I cast most of my lead I'm in that 730 to 750 range. Is where my PID is set. That's what my external thermometer reads within 5 degrees of what the PID says. And I can't tell you how many bullets I put through that. How much lead I put through that. But I only let my pot drop 3/4. Never let it drop. When it gets 1/3 down, I fill it up again. So So it's like the same thing when you're going to do a casting session. If you make your lead mixture, which to me, pretty much everything I do is going to be around that 14 BHN level, which is basically wheel weights with a little tin added. I cast everything with that. Okay. In my rifle, I have 30-06, the 223, and 9mm. All right. In 223, I'm really not doing lead anymore. I'm only shooting the zinc. In my 30-06, I'm still shooting lead, but I'm shooting tremendously reduced loads. I don't need to shoot 500 yards with a high-powered bullet to say, oh, I hit the target. I know I can hit the target. That's not the problem. I want to be able to shoot my gun all day when I go to the range. So, you go out there with a 30-06 and you get 10 rounds through it, you had enough. So I'm, again, super reduced loads. I haven't finalized my load because I'm starting to sway towards more zinc bullets for the 30-06. And I'm basically, there's a load out there, 12 grains unique. And that'll shoot anything from like 130 grain bullet up to 200 grain bullet out of your 30-06 at 1,200 feet per second. Okay, and it's very, very easy shooting all day long. So I haven't worked up an accuracy load. 50-yard targets, I'm covering with a quarter. I'm happy with that. Okay. I want to tighten it up, and I just haven't, I've been playing with the 223, getting it set. And now I'm playing with my pistol, which I did that video on, just waiting to get to the range now and test that out with the new red dot, see what happens, and find the accuracy bullet for that. Once I get there, then I'll go back to the 30-06, start working up a load. 9mm, I'm loading that with tight group, and it's just straightforward. 4 grains of powder. My zinc bullet works great. With the lead bullet, works great. So I'm not worried about the 9mm at all. That's about it. I mean, I don't have 15 guns that I load for, so I only load for a few calibers, and I enjoy shooting them. And all the time I've had, my rifle is from 1976, I believe, the 30-06. I can't tell you how many thousands of rounds I've had through it. I still haven't shot out the barrel. So you guys, you want to shoot jacket stuff all the time. You want that high power. That's when you're going to shoot out your barrel. Go to lead, reduce your velocities. I don't need a gas check. Okay, you shoot that low of velocity, you don't need gas checks. You can shoot it all day long, and I haven't shot out a barrel yet.
I just shot a whole bunch of 30-06 loaded with round ball and 71 grain pistol bullets.
Yeah, I saw your video on that. I don't have a round ball mold to play with that, but and I don't. What pistol bullet was that from again?
Oh, it's a Canadian-made bullet. It's 71 grain, full copper plate.
But it's a plated bullet then.
Yeah, it's a copper plated bullet. Okay. They say on their website that it has a 10 thou thick plating, and it's made for like 32 auto pistols.
Right. Okay. But what's the diameter of that?
312, but I sized them down to 309 for my 30-06.
Yeah, that would size down. See, you're playing with light bullets. How much powder you put in it?
On that first load, I did a straight 10 grains of Trail Boss across the board.
Oh, okay, Trail Boss, right? Okay.
I think they were still going pretty fast, though. I was trying, my goal is subsonic, but for the first load, I just thought I'm going to go with 10 grains and see what that does.
Okay, that's cool. But again, I'm using an all-ball powder, so I really can't tell you what to use, in there. But there are loads out there for unique 12 grain, 10 to 12 grains, and that's pretty much from the 130 grain up to 180 grain bullets. They kind of work fine. Hey, Uncle Jim. So I'm thinking, you definitely can probably go lower than that, but the unique was a powder that's listed. It's an actual listed loads in some of the reloading manuals, so it's safe to work with. But like you said, Trail Boss, yeah, that's another thing.
I also did a bunch of bullets loaded wad cutter style in 30-30 with Trail Boss, but I used quite a bit smaller charge, probably less than what's recommended, but I got really good results with them too. I haven't done the video yet. That'll be in a week or a few days or so.
You said wad cutter style, is that just upside down bullet?
Yeah, and they shot really pretty good.
Yeah, I saw that video when you were doing. I looked at that video. They had that was an interesting concept. I just didn't know how to shooting it backwards like that. I was wondering how it would work.
I was kind of wondering too, but it didn't seem to be an issue at all.
Did you get a good round hole, or was it,
Yeah, no, good round holes. They flew just as nicely as a target wad cutter would.
Interesting. You could probably take, if you had an old aluminum mold with a flat base on it, no lube groove, you could probably grind down the top of the mold and make a wad cutter.
Yeah.
You can machine it down and then and make whatever you want from it. That's interesting. There's some, yeah. Go ahead.
Reloader 762 shoots 32 cal 90 grain bullets in his 30 cal rifles.
Yeah. Yeah, well, there's a lot of neat stuff out there, and the whole thought of that is you can shoot it all day long, and when you go home, your shoulder still feels good.
Yeah.
But that's it. I mean, my range days are very long when I go. The range opens at 9. I'm usually at the sign-in station by 8:30, 8:45, the latest. The firing line is not open till 9:30, actually. So I get there, I set up and whatnot. So when they announce, to shoot, we get 15 minutes shooting time, 10 minutes break, 15 minutes shooting, 10 minutes break. I usually there till at least 3:00 in the afternoon. Okay, so and I'm bringing several rifles, several pistols, and having a good time all day. So I go through a lot of bullets every time I go. I don't go every week. Once every 3 weeks or so I go. So when I go shooting, that's my day, something I like to do, and just to go out there and shoot a box of 50 doesn't do it for me.
I go there and stay half a day at least.
Yeah.
On the outdoor range. I enjoy it. Yeah.
So.
I spent most of the day at the range as well, but that's because I hadn't been to the range for at least 3 months. I had quite a bit of stuff to test, and I took a massive amount of range footage, but 90% of it was ruined by people walking back and forth in front of the camera.
Oh boy.
Yeah, well, my range isn't too keen on cameras.
Huh. Wow.
And it's
Yeah, same here. I don't really like bringing the camera to the range. If other people aren't interested in being filmed, I'd rather make friends than enemies at the range.
Well, my cat, I could easily. I have a nice tripod. There's enough space where I can set up the camera in between the two firing stations, and on a tripod, and not bother anybody, and just point it at my target. But they, they said, we really don't want videos here. I said, okay. So I got one video from the range. It was a test thing. I bought a pair of those eyeglasses with the camera built in the nose, the nose bridge.
Right.
And,
Cool.
and I took some video of it, but you move your head a fraction of an inch, and it's like the world shook.
I go to
Six
Jordan
Shooter
here.
Jackson has a set of those, I think, as well, and they seem to work okay for him.
Yeah, I just I was playing around with it. I did a couple of Zinc videos or casting videos. I'm not sure if it was Zinc with them on, and people complaining that they were getting motion sickness because every time you move the head, the camera moves. So
I have a state
Yeah, I
range
found
here.
actually when I do go to the range, I found sometimes adding the camera just is too much because I've got notebooks out and I've got the chronograph set up and I'm switching targets and.
Mhm.
yeah, I don't own a chronograph. I just when I load for accuracy at the distance I'm shooting. Okay, I don't care how fast the bullet's getting there. I care about how many bullets am I putting in the same hole.
Ultimately, that's what matters.
So to me, sometimes you go out there and you watch all these guys, and and I'm not saying anything bad about it or anything that way. Oh, my standard deviation is crazy. It says, yeah, but you put 10 bullets through the same hole. Who cares?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Reb, on the mold I'm using, it's from NOE, and I don't remember the exact number, but it's a 62 grain flat base. Okay, it's I'd have to go down and pull the mold to tell you, but I'm testing something because I've had a Lyman mold, not Lyman, sorry, RCBS mold, and it was supposed to be a 55 grain bullet. It was dropping 57 grains in lead, which is okay. So I tried using it never shot well. The bullet was terrible, so I never used the mold. So then I decided to load up some zinc into it, and I went and shot them, and they were terrible also, all over the place. And so I just said, I just don't like that bullet. Then I got back into it because I wanted to play with one of those molds, and I wanted to take out the RCBS mold. I wanted to take out the lube grooves. And 225-62R, yeah, the A4, yeah, that's the one, I think, yeah. Okay, yeah, that's the one, Reloaded 762. And basically, I ordered a reamer, and knowing better but not doing it, I just chopped up the reamer and hit the mold with it, got it beautifully cut and everything else. All right, and I said, why does that hole look big? The guy sent me, instead of sending me the box, the mold came in was marked 225. Okay, the reamer was a 252. So obviously I ruined the mold. It was too big. So I kept the mold blocks. I'm going to try to make my own mold from it. But anyway, so I bought another set of them. Okay, and I actually got the correct reamer. I reamed it. The lube grooves are gone, and it is 225 because the problem I was having with that RCBS mold, they were coming out 223. They were too small. That's the problem I was having. So I have loaded up and made a ladder load. I just haven't been to the range with those yet. Then I got a new mold, which came based on CW, found a 223 mold, but it's a, oh God, it's like it's a small bullet. It's a pointed 223. It's an old mold. And I bought that. I found one, and I got it at a good price. I haven't cast anything with it, but CW made some, and he said it shot pretty good. So I want to try that in the zinc, but it's probably going to be too light. It's going to probably come in at about 27 grains. It might be too light. What I'm shooting now, the 62 grain from NOE is coming out to about 33 grains, 32 and a half grains, and that thing is shooting lights out. Okay, I'm putting bullets through the same hole, so it's shooting lights out. So I really like that mold, but I'm playing with a few other molds. I have a Lyman mold also, and I reamed that out also to get rid of the lube grooves. So we're going to see where that all goes. And then now that the weather's breaking here on Long Island, we're going to hopefully be able to test some of the stuff out and be able to get some nice couple of videos up, at least about the bullet and what I did, etc. But yeah, I'm shooting 223 zinc bullets, and they are just shooting so good, it's ridiculous. I have no reason to try anything else. Take care, hobbies.
Oh no, I'm staying. I'm just saying goodbye to the guys in the side chat.
Okay, yeah, okay. All right.
I have two molds for the 223, Andy. I have an RCBS steel 2 cavity, 55 grain, and then I also have a 3 cavity brass NOE 62 grain mold that I plan on using for both lead and zinc. And last summer, one of the things that I learned about lead was if you cast it at too low of a temperature or with too soft of a mixture, then the bullets come out small. And the 223 that I cast on my first casting session, by the way, the bullets were just dropping through my 224 sizer without any pressure at all.
Yeah, but that's what the problem I had with my RCBS mold and my Lyman mold. They were dropping small but they were dropping small in zinc as well. And so that's why I bought that Rima. And I mean, I only paid $10 for the Rima. It wasn't like I bought a cheap one, and it cut the steel mold like butter. Okay, and like I said, I haven't loaded up. I just haven't shot them yet. So I'm just waiting for the range results to test 3 different bullets that that I'm playing with that I reamed. The NOE mold works fine the way it is. Now NOE, by the way, when he produces the steel molds, they're not going to have any lube grooves, so they're going to be slick sided. So that's going to be interesting as well. Why is his shotgun shells empty?
Oh, I can tell you that actually. The reason I threw them, I want to thank Uncle Jim actually for the help on the hobo loads. That's about a third of what I shot on the same day that I shot the 30-06. I loaded up a whole whack of buckshot and 69 cal round ball, as well as Lee 7/8 ounce slugs, and I shot them out of my little SBS single shot, as well as a Remington 870 slug gun, and I had spectacularly good results with all of them for dirt cheap, for the cost of target ammo. I mean, I went through, well, like I say, this was a third of what I shot that day, and it was no issues at all as far as recoil or anything like that. So thanks, Uncle Jim.
Nice. Yeah. I've never seen you on a panel, Hobo. Good to see you.
Not that often. Only a couple of times in the past with K24, and pretty well never during the winter because the lighting is so bad here that I can't get anything but a dark room. That's why I have the camera pointed on the bench right now.
Gotcha. Good seeing you though. In here. I just got out of bed. I slept late.
Yeah, I was just going to try to go online to figure this out. I wasn't expecting to be here for 2 hours.
Streams have a way of doing that sometimes.
Well, I was doing this to be a test because it's the first time I went live, and now that I see what it is, it's not that bad to get on. The biggest issue I had was StreamYard telling you it could take 24 hours before they let you go live, and I go, what?
Yeah, I've had that too.
Well, it says YouTube could take up to 24 hours for them to accept the live stream. So it was like, okay.
When you first signed up.
I mean, I've been on YouTube, signed up for a while. It just when I went to go live now, when I started this morning, it said that, and okay, so I said, okay, start live stream, and I just didn't. I was actually live once, okay, but didn't tell it to connect to YouTube or to go. I didn't click the go live button. I'm looking, so it's.
Yeah, I've never known a delay like that though. With StreamYard. Huh?
I mean, but they say it. It doesn't mean it is. So I was like, oh, I can't even test this. That was what was in my mind.
Right.
And, I tried a few times, and then I saw, oh, go live button. There you go, and boom, there I was, and everybody jumped in. So.
Yeah, I seen you on the phone. I was trying to get my PC in here. I haven't even got. I ain't even had no food or nothing.
So crazy question for you then, Andy. I mean, did you fire up the live stream program separately first?
Yeah,
and then
that's what
go
you
to
do.
YouTube?
Yeah, I had YouTube on, okay, and then I opened another window and opened StreamYard, logged in, and tried to do it. And when I finally realized that I have to press the go live button up in the top corner, which is kind of small, I wasn't looking for that. And it went live. I went to my channel and it said live now. It's cool. So, and I didn't even have 30 seconds. People were already logged in. I wasn't even going to go live like this. I just wanted to see it connect to YouTube. So, it was pretty, it wasn't that bad to do.
No,
My whole reason is because there's a lot of live chats all week long, and I don't want to step on anybody's live chat, but everybody shifted their hours to later. And unfortunately, I can't join in at 9 o'clock. I'm going to bed at 9 o'clock. I'm on the East Coast. And, so it's like I usually go in, hi, goodbye, see you next time.
Oh, I've had times when I go on YouTube in the early evening and there's 6 or 7 live streams all at the same time.
Oh, yeah. Well, so I was just looking for, a fill-in for a night, I was going to do Monday nights, then I decided not to because Johnny's Reloading Bench was doing it, and then he stopped doing it. So I'm not stepping on his toes because he doesn't do it that often.
There's a new channel coming in that's going to be streaming during Echo's time. I seen last night. I hadn't told him about it yet. Pretty big channel. Good size.
Well, you know what? There's a ton of channels out there. I'm not attached to everybody. I have only about 180 people that I follow at the moment. Most of them are not doing live streams. I mean, G23, Chris on the 740, they're doing live streams and they went late, so I can't really watch them. And Uncle Jim, of course, and Georgia Shooting Connection, so, and then you guys, when you pop on AR, whatever, but I don't, like last night, Uncle Jim wasn't doing the chat. I was like, I don't know how to start this thing up. So I didn't do anything. I would have thrown it on and, it's just that I would only stayed on until about 9:30 and then I was going to bed anyway. My cleaning lady comes in, early on Sundays. So it's like, okay.
I like the 8
and
p.m.
G23 and Tin Man stepped up too.
Yeah, last night Tin Man came on late, but I don't know what time he came on. I was gone already.
Oh gosh, I was trying to
I had his live. While I was doing my bills and shit today, I had his live stream playing, and it's just basically sometimes I get frustrated out here, sitting in the side chats too, because sometimes I know people on the side chat are reading what I have to post, but I feel the panel's not looking at it.
we're looking.
No, you are. You guys, when you and Echo are on, you're always looking, okay? But I'm talking about like Georgia Shooting Connection. I'll be on the side chat and type of stuff, and nobody, there's no response from the panel, so I get frustrated.
Me too.
I sit there and say, this is God. I'll just sit here and be quiet because no one's listening, no one's paying attention. It's like
I got
that's
you.
the other show I watch. If you guys don't do it, look up the Reloading podcast. Okay, they're Tuesday nights from 8 to 10. All right, and it's a very more in-depth type show. They get more technical than most shows do. And so hey, Michael Hartneck, how you doing?
What's the name again, Andy?
It's the Reloaders podcast.
Oh, okay, that's the one you're going on.
Yeah, I posted a few times on the show things, on the slide chat on Tuesday, the 24th at 8 p.m. I was invited to come on the panel because they've been talking about zinc because of me on the side chat. Right. And they don't get into it too heavy because I'm not live with them to answer questions. But one, Paul Loud, I think it's Paul Loud. Jim Fleming. I'm sorry, Jim Fleming. He got an interest in the zinc. He's got all the stuff now. He's just procrastinating. He's going to try the zinc stuff, and they're going to have me on to talk, for the first hour, and we're going to talk about zinc, just like was talking here about it.
Yeah, I'm gonna check out that show. I'm gonna watch you.
And I like their broadcast. Milsurp, I don't know if Milsurp Tool is still out there, but he's on that show every week.
Yeah,
he's on the panel every week. And it's a pretty good. I think it's a good broadcast.
Yeah, they stay on topic on a lot of things. That's
yeah,
a good thing.
They may talk about 2 or 3 different things in it, but they. And they're really watching the side chat and answering questions. They're doing a great job of that. That's like, there's many times I sit there and I'm bored because, they're covering stuff that's like, to me, is just normal everyday stuff for reloading. And, every now and then I'll throw something, I throw something out at them and they go, oh, that's interesting. I got to check that out, something that I do differently than they do. So
I'm trying to get topics, Andy, and I talked to Echo, and I try to do what they call fillers, because sometimes you just can't stay on one topic. And I'll write on my whiteboard. I go, okay, Echo, what kind of fillers can we go back, put in there along with it?
Yeah, there's a million things to touch upon. You can, we can talk about powder coating. You can talk about just even sizing bullets. Different. The Lee has the new sizing bushings versus their old style. There's a million things out there to talk about. It's just a matter of doing something and picking a topic, stay on it for X amount of time, answer questions, and then switch topic to something that just bullshit doesn't matter.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I like to stay on more topics than I do. I don't like the casual chit chat as much. I'm trying to get away from it.
Well, the other side is too, like when I'm on Uncle Jim's chat, which I've been on a lot lately. Thank you, Uncle Jim.
I enjoy his.
I get to talk.
Yeah.
Like today. I don't want to hog this thing, but we got into the zinc thing, and unfortunately, I'm like I'm not saying the only guy, but I'm one of the guys that are doing it heavily, and so I've solved some issues and whatnot, and so there's a lot to talk about. But I have no problem sitting back and answering questions about how I do something. I know some people have bought equipment based on what I had to say, things like that. It's like I want to make a rebuttal video to Hasbro. Okay, he was on your thing, yours or Echoes, whichever it was, talking about the wheels on the Aneles too, on the Aneles. He's using the wrong wheel. It's that simple. It's like, I have the Aneles. The shortest case I do on it is thank you, Mac Man. Did you ever buy that wrench, Mac Man? What was I going to say? The Aneles. I bought the Aneles too. I got one of the first Aneles version 2s they shipped. And, I read about people. Thank you, Reloader. I watched a lot of videos and stuff, and people complaining they're burning their wheels. And it's like, how are you burning your wheels? The only way you're going to burn your wheel if you got too short of a cartridge for the wheel you're using. All right. And it's like how you aim your torch. I'm watching people set them up. They're aiming it straight across the bullet. So it's going right up, is blowing across the wheel. Mine is on a slight angle pointing outward.
I've seen that. Yeah. I'm familiar.
Yeah, Mac Man, you're gonna love that wrench for the Lee Star nuts, or locking nuts, the new version. They're really great. Anyway, yeah. So basically, I want he solved an issue that he was having. He made those plates. People, those aluminum covers and stuff. People bought them and stuff like that. But Hobbs and Hobos is showing the wrench.
Oh, yeah.
Well, you got the black one there, Hobbs. It's usually the red one that works for the Lee Stars, but maybe you got a different brand there. But yeah, that's it. It's an electrician's wrench.
I need to get the red one.
Reloaded threw his Lee wrenches in the garbage. Yeah, it works. Anyway, what was I saying? The wheels. I have one little scorch mark. It was my fault because I wasn't really watching the flame right when I was setting it up. Uh, and so I've never burnt a wheel. Okay, so and the ugly in Neela, there's right, the ugly in Neela, that's all steel wheels, guys. The price went up, unfortunately. It went up to $333, but that includes shipping. Okay. And I have that thing. That's my new machine. I set up the ugly Anila.
I watched some videos on it.
Yeah. And it's basically what now I'm doing is my Anil's is set up for my 3006. So I never have to touch it again. I never have to change torch word angles or anything. And I have the ugly Anila set up for my 223. And that's it. So it's, and that thing, again, I'm not knocking anybody's product that other people are making them. Hey, CW, other people are making them. And basically, how do I, what, I was reading something and lost my thought. The Anila just, they're set up and that's it. And if you other people making Anilas, hey, buy what you want. I'm not telling you what to buy. Okay. I can't see sitting there putting one cartridge in at a time. Okay. Now, if you're only doing 50 at a time, then that's fine. But the price difference is so little. Why not get the machine that can put more in it? All of a sudden you start shooting more. Now you wish you had the other one. I have my Anelis. I've done well over 1,000 pieces of brass in one sitting and never melted a wheel.
Wow.
And that's 223. Okay. And a hopper holds 250 pieces plus.
I think the company that makes that said they only get a few people that continuously burn their wheels.
Yeah, that's that's again, and that all goes back to, and Kyle's not on here, but I go back to the Hornady electric powder drop. Okay, people bitching up a storm. That thing sucks. It's always underthrowing. It's always overthrowing. You know what? I didn't understand the instructions. It took me a couple hours to get it to figure out what they were talking about. And now it throws perfect charges every time. I don't have a problem with it. Great. You have to understand the instructions. It's tough, but it's the way it is. I mean,
and that thing that product gets knocked all the time too over the years.
And I have that Hornady, and it works great. All right. I also have the Frankfurt IntelliDropper. I like it better because it's easier to set up. Okay, but it doesn't throw any better or worse than the Hornady.
Okay, can we jump back to the test for a second there, Andy?
Yeah, which test?
Your live stream test. Just as a side note, I put a link in the YouTube comments for the Reloading podcast channel.
Oh, okay.
But I think it has to be approved by you or
okay. I'll look at it later. I'm not sure, this automatically becomes live in an hour or something on YouTube. Once I turn it off, I'll look for it and I'll.
Well, no, I put the link in the side chat, but it didn't show up because it's probably blocked.
Oh,
you're not a moderator.
You have to be a moderator. You can't post a link.
Yeah. Okay. That makes sense then.
Yeah. No big deal. I there's people that know about the podcast already. I've posted enough places. It doesn't matter to me who shows up. Okay, it's just that you want to watch something interesting. Like I said, I'm only going to be on it for maybe the first hour because it's my bedtime, and they'll continue conversation on their own about something else or that same topic. So it's just information, but they're I like them, I really do. It's like, I think they do a pretty good thing, and we get some good conversations going in the side chat. and they respond to the side chat heavily, and they'll bring out somebody's idea, and a whole discussion will happen on it, not just a quick statement and it gets ignored.
James, this is the wrench. This is the 3/4 inch LNW-750. I had to buy a set of 2, and the nice thing is the smaller wrench, which is no good for the dies, works perfectly for my Marlin Papoose takedown rifle. But this 3/4 inch wrench fits perfectly on the splined die holders for the, I can't remember what they call the Lee system. Not lock and load, but the splined die nuts anyway.
Yeah, well, it's just a start. They have that quick change stuff they have. So, but that's, yeah, I don't know. I bought the 3-piece set. It has a red one in it, and that fits it perfectly too. So that's the next size up, I think, that you had there. It came 3 wrenches for $9.99 or something. You know, the two die one, the 2-wrench one, didn't look like, you know, it was going to work. So for an extra $3 or something, I bought the 3-die set, the 3-wrench set.
Yeah, to me, Andy, you know what you're talking about. To me, the best shows that I enjoy is the ones where we can get a topic off the side chat and start talking about subjects.
Absolutely.
I enjoy that.
You know, absolutely. Just, you know, they're all from every one of the live chats. They're all great. I love every one of them, listening to what's going on and whatnot. Okay. Just, like I said, some of the live chats, people don't read, the panel doesn't look at the side chat, and people get ignored.
I used to post years ago. I won't say what live, and I used to post. I sat there for 20, 30 minutes. Nobody would even speak to me. Sometimes I just log off or do something else.
Yeah,
Then
that's
I'd
why I
go
said
back.
I get frustrated, and you know, I'll wind up having it on in the background, listening to it, and doing something else on my computer.
Yeah, I do that too.
MacMan, I don't know. I'm in New York, and so there's probably 60% of the wheel weight, 50% of the wheel weight's of zinc, 20%, 25% the lead, and the rest is a mixture of plastic and steel. So the zinc is not too bad in getting here in New York. Okay, I have a bunch of it. It's not, you know, not a big deal. So you tie. I don't know. You're in California, I think, right, MacMan? So you shouldn't have a problem getting zinc wheel weights from out there, unless they're using more steel.
Arizona.
Oh, he's in Arizona. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Still trying to find more tire
Good to
shop.
see you guys this morning. I enjoy hanging out with you. I was half asleep when I seen the test come up.
Reb Tyree, you said the tire shops here all recycle them all. What I did was when I was first doing it, I went to the places and they told me they were recycling it. I said, well, how much money did they give you for it? And he did whatever it was, okay? And I said, well, I'll give you the same, or I'll give you a nickel more, or whatever. And they started saving them for me. So I don't know. It's again, my supply now is a local recycling plant or junkyard, whatever you want to call it, and he gets in a lot of soft lead, which he throws in a big Gaylord. But I always go and check that out when I go there, because I got 10 1-pound bars of tin were in there. And I said nothing to him. And I said, how much you want for these? He says, the same price. I said, okay.
Yeah, good deal.
You know, and then like all my scrap, whatever I don't want, the steel, the dross and stuff, the clips, all that crap you take off when you're making the ingots, I throw that in a box and bring it back to them. you know, and I said, I don't want any money for this. I said, I don't want to throw it in the garbage can on the street, you know, so he just takes it back, you know, so that's another good part about it. Hi, Vanessa. So it's,
Morning, Vanessa.
you know, basically, most of the tire shops around here, we have some big chains, and the chains say, "Oh no, corporate. We have to send them back to corporate. If we put 2 on, we got to give them 2 back. You know, that kind of thing." I said, "Yeah, okay." You know, but I usually, my local scrapyard, he doesn't get, when he gets wheel weights, he gets them. When he, you know, you could have a dry spell. But what it was at the end of last summer, I went in and he had a 35-gallon drum filled with mixed wheel weights, and all came from one guy. So, you know, so I've been picking at that because, you know, I go there and I pay him, and my price to him right now is 20 cents a pound. That's what he charges me. So,
Good.
you know, I'm getting mixed stuff at a good price. Plus I give him back the junk, which he still gets money for.
I lost on my lead run here the other week, Andy. I paid for 18 pounds. And the time I pulled the steel out and the junk,
Yeah.
10 pounds.
Yeah, but you know what? If you got what, 10 pounds of lead,
Yeah,
that's not bad for an 18-pound purchase, believe it or not.
I paid $9 for it.
That's not, well, it's a little high. It's high, but that's, you know,
Yeah.
that he's got someone else that'll pay him that. So he you know, he's, you know, that's the deal. You know, around here, the scrap yards around me are only offering them like, you know, 10 or 12 cents a pound for that stuff.
I pay 1 dozen donuts for a bucket of wheel weights, or $20, and it's actually better for me to pay the $20 because the donuts are $10 worth of fuel away.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You know, well, that's it. My scrap yard is near where I work, so it's like, you know, it's not like I'm driving there or out of my way. So it's, I just go over, you know, let me go to the shop. Let me go to the scrap yard tonight, see what he's got, you know, and I'll go over there and I'll pick up. Again, I can't lift the damn things anymore. About 1/3 full buckets, and you know, I take 2 or 3 of them home at 20 cents a pound.
Mm-hmm.
All the scrap yards out here will buy almost anything you bring them, but they won't sell anything because they all have contracts with people overseas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a good deal, Mac. Mac man, free from my shop sitting over. Yeah, that's a good deal.
Boy.
I went to the gun show. We had a gun show here yesterday. What a nightmare that was. Okay. I want the prices of everything are off the wall. It's this Northeast, what is it called? Northeast Components. I think that's what they call them. They're at the show every year, and they always have primers. They don't sell them on their website. They only sell them at shows. And he's always been, you know, if the store was $30, he was 28. He wanted $125 for 1,000 primers.
That's my price here in Georgia too, Andy. I
said,
found 7 pounds of Argot yesterday. $50 a pound. I couldn't pay it. I said,
no, but I mean, if I told him, I says, you're crazy, you know, and he says, hey, I'm getting the price, so why not? I says, yeah, but that's the point. Are you gouging? What are you paying for this stuff? You know, and he says, well, I can't tell you what I'm paying for. I said, well, then you're gouging. That's what you're doing. You're taking advantage of the situation, you know. I said, you know, how many, you know, he only had about 30 boxes on the table showing. I said, how many you have under the table? He said, I got thousands and thousands of them. I said, you know, and I says, you're charging a premium. Okay. And he normally has all kinds of plated bullets there and stuff. He had none of that this year. He had, he had live ammo. He was, okay. And I was like, he wanted $56 for 22 long rifles for 500. I said, you're nuts.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I go online and you can buy it cheaper. Why would I pay this guy that kind of money?
I think somebody said yesterday you could get 5,000 primers online at Powder Valley for 450.
No, it was another company, not Powder Valley. It
Oh,
was,
okay.
I can get you the name of it.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, it was another company.
Yeah,
That's the name.
I went online. I went to when it was mentioned. I went online to look, and it was 450, freight included.
Yeah.
So that's not bad. That's not bad. You know, he's okay, but they're out there too. I mean, what is it? Couple
Capital.
of like what?
Capital Cartridge. was
Yeah,
the name.
Capital
Yeah.
Cartridge. That's right. Hey, Chris from the 740.
Hey, morning.
Uh,
Bruce.
it's there's a lot of places that they don't get primers often, but when they get them, they're at $85, which isn't bad, but it's still shipping and hazmat. So there's your $1.25 again.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and they only let you buy one. I won't buy one. That's what I'm not going to spend that money. If you would let me buy 5, I would buy it. Now the other company that has them gets them in all the time is Target Sports USA, but they're at like $5.99 for 5,000.
Yesterday, the price is per 1,000. When he told me when the gun shop I was at, local mom and pop, he said $129 per 1,000. I said, nope, I ain't paying it. So
Yeah.
I'm not calling them. I said, because a while back, I said, I think the first year of COVID, you had them for like $89. You know, now all of a sudden now they're charging because everything they're hard to get. They're charging a fortune again.
Yeah. You know, and what we were talking about, that place that's going to open in Texas, the Primer Company. They're not going to be selling to the public.
Yeah,
They're only going to be selling it to bullet manufacturers, from what I was told.
maybe that'll loosen up some of the other primer companies to fulfill their contracts, and then they'll put some more on the shelves for us, though.
I don't. Yeah, but at
maybe.
what price? At what price?
Yeah. True.
Okay. Again, with us not really being in the business and being able to buy wholesale, you don't really know what the wholesale cost is. Okay. You know, and so that makes it, you know, you got a question in your mind. Yeah, things are up. Even me at work, we have to buy certain things. The prices are up on these things, but it's not gouged out. I mean, you know, what we pay $10 for, we're paying $14 for, you know, that kind of thing, you know. Okay, and now we're going to have to deal with a diesel fuel shortage in the Northeast. Wow. What, are you kidding me?
Baby formula, everything's a shortage.
I'm going to jump off the live stream and then hang out in the side chat for a bit. Maybe Chris or somebody else wants to give it a try.
Yeah, I'll post it again. If anybody wants to come on, I'm not going to be on much longer. My cleaning lady's coming down to the end, so I got to go down and take care of her. Probably I got to take her home, I'm sure.
I wish I had a cleaning lady.
Yeah. Nice. She works with me at the place, and she, you know, she can use the extra money all the time. So you know, it's like she comes in every other week, and she does a great job. 429. Where do you live, Fuzz? Fuzz is telling me his paying 429. I've filled going by the pumps here in New York. I don't even want to tell you.
379 here, guys, yesterday for gas.
We're at 467.
Wow.
So it's kind of tough.
I haven't seen inflation like this since the Carter years. I think here in Georgia we're running at 11%.
Oh, it's well, that's what they're saying. The national is 11%. That's what you guys, you know. I mean, it's so out of control. I just don't get what's going on. I mean, I understand what's going on, but I don't like, you know, how can we be sending $40 billion out, $40 million, or whatever they're trying to send to Ukraine now? What are they doing? You know, to me, it's like, what are you doing with this? You're killing everybody here with these, what they're doing. I mean, it's like, you know, freaking start. We were self-sufficient on our oil. What happened?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like open everything up again. Stop.
But they don't care. They got money. They got their security. They got their guns. Those, politicians. They don't. The only
James-
reason they worry about price, if we're gonna vote them out of office, then they worry about the price.
Yeah. James, here in New York, it's 6.59 for diesel. 6.59.
Oh,
Yeah, California is off the wall. That is even higher. So no questions about it. So, all right, listen, I'm going to wind this down, guys. Not that I want to, but I got to take care of business here with the cleaning lady and take her home and whatever. So,
enjoyed it, Andy.
thank you, AR. I just out of nowhere, just trying to learn how to use this StreamYard so I could do something. We'll go from there. And no robe tonight, guys.
Uh-huh.
I got my jail stripes on.
Yeah.
So, all right, guys, listen, I really appreciate everybody coming out, hanging out. And we're talking about, a lot of different little things. And I appreciate it that we have some good conversation and stuff. And yeah, we got to come up with topics and doing, a good live stream and
Yeah.
try to stick to topic, answer questions. And when we've resolved what we wanted to say and answered the questions, then we can change it.
Yeah.
What New York milk price? $1.89 for a quart, hops. $1.89 a quart.
I think if we're paying now $3.69, something like that. Sometimes at Kroger they'll have it $1.89.
Yeah, well, I'm saying a quarter. This is at a Walmart. We have a new super Walmart that opened up, and I'm doing most of my food shopping there. And their prices are reasonable. Matter of fact, it'll throw this out at you. They have Oscar Mayer bacon, 1 pound at $6.95.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone's at $9.99 or more. So their prices are being good.
Yeah, I shop there sometimes. Either there, Walmart, or I'll go to Kroger. I kind of go to both of them.
Yep.
And,
Yep.
Some things at Kroger are expensive. So, but I enjoyed the chat, guys. It's good seeing
Hey.
you on the side chat. Appreciate Andy.
Yeah.
The link.
Thanks for everybody coming in. This is my first live chat, and hopefully we can do a bunch more, and we'll go from there. Everybody have a great day. Bacon $8 to $15 in California.
Ooh.
Yeah, but I'm using a brand name. There are unbranded names that are cheaper, but yeah, I tried once, and never try again. It's not the same.
Matter of fact, I got to go get me some eggs and bacon sprinkled into it.
Yeah.
Get
All
something
right,
good.
guys. Let's see okay, there's the end broadcast button. Everybody have a great day. We'll see you next time.
Later, guys.